out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible. Like, I'm not as cute as I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm definitely not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally
Visible in your 40s, you're not just imagining it. This entire article talks about something that happens to every woman in midlife, and nobody talks about it.
So a couple days ago, something happened that made me feel sad, and it made me feel like I wanted to be in a corner somewhere, crying my eyes out. Hey guys, hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So a couple days ago, something happened that made me feel sad, and it made me feel like I wanted to be in a corner somewhere, crying my eyes out. We went to get some drinks from Bevmo. They sell like drinks and stuff like that, like alcohol and everything like that. And I took out my ID and put it on the counter, and the guy was like, "I don't need that." And he said in a very rude way. Now, the guy could be a jackass, really, or he was just saying he really didn't need it. But I took it personally because it made me feel, it triggered me because it's something that happened before where I went to stores and I was treated in a certain way. So I came back home and I started Googling and looking up social media videos about feeling invisible when you get older. And the videos that came up, a lot of women over 40 were talking about it. And I felt like, oh my God, I'm not alone, because I've noticed this changes the past couple of years. I remember Brooke Shields, or she was a supermodel back in the day, really one of the most attractive women back in the day. She was all on all magazines. She was talking about it. So I started looking at those videos and I was like, wow, I'm not the only one. Okay. So I am about to be 44 and I have noticed that I'm starting to feel invisible. And I'm not saying that I'm sad, that like I'm gonna be, like life just sucks now and all that. No, I'm just talking about that I've noticed it, and I've noticed the change, and I've noticed the treatment, and it's weird. It's an adjustment also. So the guy, telling me that about the ID thing, it's because he didn't need it. But every time I've gone there, other places that I've gone to, they've asked for my ID, so I'm always taking it out. People treat you different when you get older. And you might be like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you know? Yes, being overweight myself, I noticed that that's a part of it. But I've noticed certain things that have been happening the past couple of years that have led me to believe that I'm slowly starting to become invisible. And I'm not saying that it's a big deal. I mean, life goes on. I'm still enjoying my life. But I just wanted to talk about it because maybe there's other people also, like I saw the other videos, of feeling this way. So I've noticed that when I've gone to stores and, for example, I'm in line, I'll see, maybe younger girls and younger women, they're having discussions, for example, in a Starbucks line. They're talking, having all this. And the minute I get there, there's silence. I've walked in a room and literally nobody looked up. Like I wasn't there. I'm a tall woman, I'm a bigger woman. And I remember back in the day when I would walk down out of my house, there would be somebody honking. Not that I'm saying that's a good thing. I would get compliments left and right about certain things, whether I was wearing something or my hair, something, or a purse I was carrying, or randomly people would just start conversations with me and people were just bubbly and smiley. To now where I've gone places, for example, with my son and my husband, and we've gone somewhere and he'll say thank you, and I say, he gets, oh, you're welcome, blah 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 blah, and I say thank you in a total silence. I've been places where I've had people pass me, like they always wanted to elbow me, like they didn't see me there. And at first I was like, and just because maybe I'm overweight, that's what's causing it. But I've noticed it's being overweight and also be older, it's a different treatment. It's the funniest thing because people will look around you, they'll look at your side, they'll look at everything but straight at you. And it's the strangest thing because what changed? For me, I feel like I'm not drastically, like my face has not drastically changed that much to the point where you could be like, oh my God, she's older, like she's almost 44. I don't feel that way. So there's so many different incidents that I can't, talk about all of them, but I've noticed it. So when you get half midlife, which is about like 45, a lot of women have mentioned this feeling of you are just not as relevant anymore. You're relevant to your family members and people that are close to you, but you're not relevant. Especially in the US, you know, when you get older, people are just like, you kind of just are just there, you know. And if you have the signs that are showing that you're getting older, for example, like I'm graying, you know, you're graying hairs, or you're getting wrinkles, or your skin is starting to change, people are really harsh even more on you. Like, they don't see you. I remember a couple of years ago, there was a lady that was talking about it. She was like, she was really, really depressed about it, because she was like, wow, you know, people are so ageist, you know, ageist. Like, she was talking about it, and she's like, there was a supermodel that was saying how when she posted pictures of herself now, which she's still beautiful, people, there was no likes, no comments. And then when she brought back all the photos that she used to take back in her bikini days, the comments and the likes went up like crazy. So I've tested this myself, where you know, when I wear my crochet braids, I've noticed like people are not as responsive to me, for example. But when I wear my bun and just my hair, I've noticed that I get way more stares from men. I get sometimes doors being opened for me. So I'm for sure convinced that there has to be an age thing, where maybe this crochet braids maybe make me look older. I understand that, you know, hairstyles can change how you look, how you dress sometimes. So I've noticed that, because I was like, literally like, what is different? And I started doing that. So I would wear my hair out with my little bun, and I noticed the response was different. So I had to say, I'm like, oh, people are thinking I'm younger. That's why they're responding to me a certain way. But it is an adjustment, because you go from compliments, you know, people smiling at you, people are bubbly around you, people seeing you, to now you're walking around and it's like people don't see you. But it's like, I'm here. I wear really bright colors most of the time. And, you know, I put my outfits together and stuff like that. And I noticed the compliments are not as much. So one lady I was watching even said that in her workplace, like, she says, I don't feel like I matter. Like, what I have to say matters. You know, the younger people get to speak up in meetings. She's like, and then one of the things that was really interesting is men responding to this. They literally were like, you know what? This is what we've been dealing with most of our lives. We're not being seen. We have to do the most for women to even give us the time of day. She says, they were saying, you know, you guys get to feel what we feel most of our lives. Like, if you're not making money and you're not attractive, women are not looking your way. And they were like, you guys get to feel what it feels like. And to a certain point, maybe I understand it now. Because literally, how can somebody be right here with you, and it's like they don't acknowledge you? They don't see you. They don't look up, you know? And people would, for example, notice my son. Like, they'll give compliments to him all day. They'll talk to my husband, because my husband looks super young. They will all day, you know, but here I come and I notice the change. And on top of that, I know people are different now after COVID and all that, but I've just noticed it's way more. Places that I've gone to before, I would have men, like, sometimes, you know, asking me for my phone number and all that stuff. And that completely stopped. I'm not saying that I want that. I'm just giving examples of how I've noticed the change. It's like, you're there physically, but people's eyes are like clouded. They don't see you. So I don't know what that is. Like, people, even women, you know, women are very like weird about it. Like, they'll see you. For example, one time I was joking about something, and this one lady just kind of looked at me. I smiled at a few ladies sometimes when I'm walking down or going to the store. They give me looks like, why are you smiling at me? And I'm just like, what was different? Is it just people have changed? Or I'm like, is it because I'm literally older and I'm carrying myself a certain way? So it's like they don't see me. And I just don't understand it. Like, it's been really weird for me, and I couldn't put the name on what it was, but I realized that it's something, it happens. And I'm not saying that I'm depressed about it, that, oh my gosh, now I'm going to be crying all the time because people are not noticing me. I'm just saying that it happens. It really happens. And I'm just like, whoa, you know, there's certain videos that when I do, you know, that people are doing, I don't get the same response as much, you know, because it's kind of like, well, she's a little bit older, you know, but somebody younger does it and it's like they're blowing up and they're getting all these views, you know? So it's really the weirdest thing. And I just wanted to talk about it and say that it exists. Especially a place like the US here. People are really, really about vanity. California is a vanity state, okay? And you really have to do the most to be seen. So I've noticed that before, men would literally stare all day, but at some point somebody would say something to me. Now it's just a stare, like straight up stare. And that's it, you know? So in all together, you know, I did a video where I was saying, like, on my shorts, that I'm starting to feel I'm changing, and it's not a bad thing. I'm grateful to be living. I'm happy. I have people that support me, that love me, and no problem there. But it is an adjustment to go from this to complete silence, where it's like you don't exist. Places that you go to, it feels like you're bothering people, you know? People will straight up give compliments next to the person right next to you. And when you come, it's like they don't see you, no matter how bright you are, you know? For example, when I was starting carrying my Snoopy purse, this from Coach, all of a sudden I was getting so many compliments, it threw me off. I'm like, what's going on? And then I realized it's because of the purse. But before that, I would put my office together. I had my purses. I didn't hear anybody say anything to me. So I've just been feeling it, and I've noticed it.